we move to the fifth step of the learning management system. And fifth step of learning management system deals with pedagogy. Now, pedagogy is the science of teaching, how we are teaching, how we take the skill building uh, things to the classroom settings. So this is purely the capability of the teacher or the proficiency of the teacher. How do they manage that particular skill that is going to be delivered in a particular month and in a particular week? So for that, level 1 is that make a note of all techniques that you are going to follow while you deliver that particular skill in that particular week. Sometimes we do not do any kind of reflection or what kind of technique that we are going to use while we deliver this particular thing in a particular week. So skill building experience or skill building things are varied very extensively. It's not a very fixed way of teaching. So there are many methods we teachers are being trained to bring to the classroom. And these techniques, they differ from one to another based on the learning outcome, learning objective, and the kind of skill we are going to inculcate among the children. And that's the reason perhaps the National Education Policy 2020 is giving too much importance on the objective-based education or outcome-based education. If that outcome is not fulfilled, then there is no point of spending time in a classroom setting. So as a teacher, we must realize that if I am clear in the outcome, what the children are going to get after the class, then automatically the techniques will be very proficient. Then the techniques that you are going to use will be very easy, and you'll never know that you are utilizing such a beautiful techniques in the classroom setting while explaining a particular skill or inculcating a particular skill to the children. So here important thing is that while you do your lesson planning, then basically you build your techniques that you are going to adopt in a classroom setting. Now, once you understand this technique will be utilized, important thing under pedagogy is that you take a note of all the techniques, how you are going to do that in a classroom. If you are planning to have a game, if you are planning to have certain kind of interactive ways, then you make a plan how you are going to do it. The moment you document, your proficiency, your confidence goes up by at least 50%. So documentation has its own advantage. While we document things, then you feel confident at least by 50% to manage your class in the coming week or coming days. Once you do that, then you have to ensure in level 2 that all the props, those are available in the school. Now, while we plan certain things, certain techniques of delivering a skill, we need lot of props. Props could be art and craft material. Props could be a kind of playing amenities, or it could be a volleyball, it could be small plastic ball, it could be a small ball and a trash bin to throw the balls to them. So lots of things are required basically in a preschool setup while we do various game-based learning or activity-based learning. So while we make the plans, we have to ensure that skill-wise, activity-wise, all the props are available to me in the school while we take up the next skill building process or skill building session in the classroom. So if it is not available, at least we get a chance to make sure we gather everything, keep it, and if it is not available, then at least we have some alternatives to that. If that is not available, we may change the technique altogether. So that's very, very important under the step number 5, which we call it the pedagogy or technique of teaching. Then once we have, then we have to ensure that all the teachers are trained in various skills. So now we do all these things, saying and doing sounds very good, and academically it has got its benefit. But if the teachers, we are not being trained how the different techniques can be used in a classroom settings, then the whole idea of learning management system is not fruitful. So as a teacher, I personally believe we must get trained, we must learn different things in a regular basis, so that it becomes quite easy for all of us to take the learning and skill building techniques to the different level. So pedagogy, to summarize, is that we must know what are the portion I'm going to teach. I must know what are the techniques in terms of game-based learning or activity-based learning that I can utilize for that purpose. To do that game or to do that activity, do I have all the props or all the materials readily available in the school? I have to ensure that. And if it is not ensure, then if it is not available, then I must do certain alternatives for those missing amenities, and I must get trained how to do that activity. So this is all about the pedagogy, and this is a very, very important step in the learning management system of any class or any school.